Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what's up YouTube? This is that guy Nerdy G, your guy Nerdy G, back with another video about WWE 2K22. And today I am going over the GM mode. So what I'm going to show you guys in this video is I'm just going to take you guys through the draft, kind of get you an understanding of how I do this. I do stream live on Twitch, and I'll put that in the description. You guys can follow the link. Come check me out. I'll be running a whole 50 week duration on this. But for this one, I'm just actually going to show you guys how to set this up, how the best way to do this in my mind. Just kind of give you some tips. All right. So we're going to dive right into it. Right. So I'm just going to set this one up. You know, your AI, I'm doing AI. My opponent's going to be William Regal. Their brand is going to be next. Okay. And so I'm just doing a regular 15 weeks, but I want to show you guys how I get down with the draft. Okay. The draft, right? The move, the money, right? You got to be smart with your money, because your money is not only for the draft, but it's also for you when you're setting up your shows or whatnot. You don't want to always stay in the gym arena or whatnot. So, of course, I picked SmackDown, and the reason why I picked SmackDown is because of the popularity. They will boost the popularity of 6 different random stars that you have on your roster, and you'll understand why this is important to when you see that. So I have a couple of them already, right? 11 week, 50 week, you already guys seen that. So this is the GM mode. I like Stephanie McMahon because the presence when it comes to the money. It's all about the money, guys. It's all about the money to help you to stay ahead of your opponents, right? Draft pool, of course, because I want my custom WWE stars that I have created. I want them to come into this draft as well. So that's what I'm doing right now, making sure that they're active so that they can be in this draft. Okay. Just because they're active, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to show up in the draft automatically. I might can get them later on down the road when it comes to signing a free agent, or even like putting them as a legend or whatnot. That'll give me an opportunity to do that. I do come in here and I change the classes just because sometimes I want them to be able to fight with everybody, a specialist. And I have another video. I'll put the link in the description describing every single style. What's the best matches to put together with, like with your bruisers and your bruisers and your fighters, and then your giants and your cruisers or whatnot, and then your specialists. They can just fight any and everybody. So it'll make perfect sense once you go click over and watch that video. I'll do the whole breakdown and let you know why this is important. But also too, when you look at their roles, right? The roles, you need a balance on this, right? You need a balance of good guys versus bad guys, and then it works out, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to end up with a bunch of good guys, and then the fans are going to be like, okay, well, it's kind of hard to choose. But then too, you're going to have to make sure that those guys are fan favorites, so meaning that their popularity is up through the roofs, because then those makes good matches. But if like you have a bunch of bad guys on your roster, the fans don't know who really truly to boo for, and then trying to change their roles, geez Louise, like changing their roles, that's 10 grand that you can put elsewhere. So this is a breakdown of how I do mine. So what I do is I go with the cheapest person first. These big stars or whatever with the popularity at 60 or whatever the case may be, I don't care about those, because I have SmackDown, and if I pull the card, I can boost 6 random people on my roster's popularity, which is totally fine. But it's going to be up to me to make sure that I get their popularity up. It's by doing promos, putting them in matches where they are amazing at. What I like to do too is I like to see their skills on the microphone. Some of them are horrible, like 1, and I think the highest rating that you can get is 5. Is like a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being the horrible, being the worst, and 5 being the greatest. So what I'll try to do is I'll go at this point, as you can see, 2 good, one bad, but also 2 women, 2 men. I want to make it even, right? I want to make sure that I have somebody that can fight. So what I do when I'm drafting my folks, I also keep in mind of the specialty that they have. When I say specialty, I mean their fighting style. I mean, I have 2 specialists, a cruiser and a fighter. So I'm eventually going to get a bruiser. I'm going to get a cruiser, and I'm gonna get a couple giants as well. But and as you'll see up here, it'll light up green to let you know, hey, this class fights better with this class, or they make good matches. So what you want to do is you want to make that balance or whatnot, right? And this is just about being smart about this whole thing, guys. For me, I'm going with the lower tier person. Anybody that's in the 40s or whatnot, it is very easy for you to make them popular, right? Now, here's the thing. Your most popular person that you may have on your team, like right now, my most popular person is at 53. She's a specialist. That means she can match up with anybody, a giant, a cruiser, a bruiser, right? So that means that's going to help her popularity because she can have multiple matches and that they'll be good. Same thing with you can get everybody's popularity up, but at the same time, just depending on if you want to go through the simulation piece or if you want to go in and you want to play each and every match yourself. Me, in some instances, I do simulate some matches just because I don't got the time, or I don't want to spend the time, or I feel like, hey, this is going to be a good match anyway. Does it matter what the other person is drafting? No, don't even pay no attention to that. You just pay attention to make sure. As you can look down at the bottom, you see my roster breakdown: 5 good guys, 3 bad guys, 4 women, 4 men, 3 specialists, 2 bruisers, 2 fighters, and I only have one. I only have 1 cruiser right now. I have no giants, so I'm need to get down there and I'm gonna need to draft me a giant at some point. And if you notice, I haven't spent a lot of money. They start us out with 2.7 million, right? And so as you can see, I'm still at 1.6. Once I do draft the next person, you'll see what they have. So I'm at 1.4. They're already at $1 million over there. That's William Regal. He's already at $1 million. I'm not going to spend my entire money on my roster. I am just going to continue to get these superstars at a low rate. And if you notice, right, these are going to be the people that are permanently on my roster. So as you can see, I have a balance down at the bottom: 5, 4 and 6. I have 6 women, 4 men. But I know that there's something like 1 giant, 1 cruiser. You want to give, like you're putting on the show, so you want to make sure that you're giving your fans variety. You want to give them, you want them to have different matches, right? You want them to be able to see giants fight cruisers. You want them to be able to see bruisers fight the fighters, and then you want to be able to see the specialists just go in and go with anyone. Here's the key. If you have a specialist, make that specialist your champion, because in that way you can get multiple and you can put them in matches every week. But of course you want to be careful with that because of the stamina. And then if you do want a star to remain that and their stamina is low, you want to make sure that you fight those matches. So if you've seen the other videos on how to obtain the good ratings, right? How to get the 4-star, how to get the 5-star. Be sure to check out those videos. Links in the description as well. I do a rundown on how to do it in table matches. I do a rundown on how to do it with regular matches, how to do it with women. The women matches are a little bit longer, but go check those videos out. Links in the description. But as you can see, I'm at $1 million now, right? I'm looking at my roster. I got 7 women and I got 5 men. I think I'm gonna equal this out to 5 men, add 2 more men, and 7 it out, or I might do 8 and 8. But for right now, we'll see what it finishes on. I want to make sure that I'm able to give the fans different matches, right? And at this point, because you can manage your tag team titles. You can also manage your women's and men's championship as well on the Twitch. On the Twitch, when I'm managing the tag team titles between the women and the men, and I'm managing all the championship titles. So it gets a little bit more challenging. I'm not gonna say difficult, but it gets a little bit more challenging because, of course, you want to make sure that you you want to make sure that you're giving, like I said, giving your audience, your crowd that you're in front of, you want to make sure that you're giving them the best show possible. So yeah, I'm about 7. See, they're down to 228,000, and they only have 84,000 in their budget. They're set, right? And I'm pretty sure they're gonna make Becky and John their champions. Me, I'm still at 700, right? And I have a total of 14 people on my roster. I want you to understand something, guys. The more people you have on your roster, the better. The better it is. But understand too that you're gonna have to put some of these people in tag matches. You're gonna have to put some of these people. You're gonna have to build rivalries or whatnot, and you want to make sure that you want to write those down. I'm gonna be honest with you. I try to keep all this stuff in my head. I can't keep it in my head, so I do have pen and paper of who I have written down. Okay, hey, I'm building this with this. I'm building this with this. Yes, there is a part in here where it keeps this all in your mind, or it keeps track of this for you, but it's only like, it's not the best, right? I mean, it tells you, hey, this person's good at table matches, this person's this. I mean, you can go through it and kind of stroll down, but like your rivalries that you're doing, I just keep track of it myself on a piece of paper. Like, hey, this is where I'm gonna go with it, because I do want to beat them. Like, right, the 50 week. This is a 15-week one that I'm doing right here, but the 50-week one, it is grueling. Okay, that's 50 weeks of you trying to make wrestlers happy. You have to add people in because the crowd will get bored with just seeing the same old people, and so you're going to be trading some people out. Some people are going to be leaving, and then you have to, like, the promos. You're going to need more promos. You're going to need everybody's going to have to do something, and then you have to give some people a rest, just because their stamina is going to get low, and when their stamina gets low, it's a bad thing for them because they can get hurt, they can get injured, or whatever the case may be. Me personally, I try to maintain that where they don't, but if their stamina is too high, that means that they're not being used. So what you want to do is you want to put them in more matches, and then it doesn't help that, if they don't do anything for that week, they gain like 12 stamina. So a person like Candice LeRae, who has 85 stamina, I have to make sure that I keep her going. And I know you're looking at my draft, and you're probably thinking like, hey, your highest person is 54 on the popularity. Yeah, don't worry about that. You can boost that up once you make them a champion. Their popularity will go up, and then everybody else below, you're just gonna kind of grind it out. I love the grind of this, and then you just kind of go through. You're gonna go through there. Of course, this is how it always starts out. Triple H is gonna be kind of your guide through this whole thing. As you can see, my budget is still $400,000. That is key, ladies and gentlemen, to starting off a good GM, is having at least $400,000, because there are going to be some things that you need. There are going to be some things that you need to like boost up and get the ratings up early on, because you want to get an early jump on your competition. Depending on who you're going against, they have special cards that they can use. They have cards where you can't use your champions for a week. They have cards where you can't use certain superstars, your top 3 popular superstars, and it sucks. But that was my draft. That was how I kind of broke that down. Stay tuned for another video on the GM mode, and I will get back to you guys later. Links in the description for the Twitch page. It's That Guy Nerdy G, and until next time.